Right, welcome back. It's around about 25 minutes until polling stations open around the country. I've been taking a look at Twitter at a lot of our reporters that have been posting pictures on Twitter, and it's been quite amazing to see the queues that are already forming around the country. And that is a very, very heartening sight, I must say, to see South Africans braving the cold, standing outside even before the polling stations have opened. And that particular picture I'm referring to is out in Diepsloot. So congratulations to those of you that have gone out already and that are trying to let your vote perhaps be the first one in your area. We're also hearing reports in Bekkersdal where 3 voting stations were torched last night. But the good news is that the IEC officials are working on the scene right now, and they are hoping that by 7 o'clock they will be able to open the new polling stations or tents that they can erect, and the voters will be able to start voting from 7 o'clock this morning. Well, to talk about some other issues, and I've also asked you to please tweet questions if there's anything that you still are unsure of before these polling stations open and you go out and vote. This is your opportunity to send us some questions now. Use the hashtag SABC elections. We'll pick them up and we'll pose them to our guest, who of course is the Deputy Chair here at the IEC, Terry Tselane. Terry, it's good to have you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Are we confident that most of the polling stations will open on time?
We're very, very confident. We have recruited the staff that's supposed to be responsible for all the stations. All the 22,263 voting stations, we believe will be able to open on time. If there are minor hiccups here and there, they will not be such that they can actually affect voting in all those areas where voting is supposed to be taking place.
All right. Obviously, in a couple of the areas like Bekkersdal, for instance, I know that we've got the officials trying to ensure that they open on time, but there could be some delays due to the torching.
Absolutely. You know, in all those areas where we've experienced pockets of instability, such as Bekkersdal, and you've correctly pointed out earlier on that unfortunately there were some incidents last night where our stations were affected. But our officials are working on it right now, and then they will make sure that they are able to enable our voters to go through the process. So as soon as everything is sorted out, they will be able to go through process of voting in that area.
A lot of people felt exceptionally uncomfortable when earlier this week 2 ballot boxes were found and at a party agent's home. What are you doing to ensure that this does not happen again? We know that action was taken against that particular official. They've been dismissed. But going forward, what is in place today?
I mean, that was so unnecessary and mischievous. I think, you know, we've trained our people. They understand the processes. We've taken time to make sure that each and every official understands the importance of having to operate in such a manner that this process is not put into disrepute. And the action of our official in Ekurhuleni was completely unacceptable. We have summarily dismissed that person, and we're hoping that none of our officials will engage in anything similar to that. But we have had to emphasize this to all of our officials, the importance of having to make sure that they are seen to be operating according to the rules and according to the law, and they understand them because we have trained them to be able to run this process.
All right, let's go through the motions again. I know this is something you've spoken about so much and so often, but today is the big day, so we need to get even more information out there. Polling stations open 7 o'clock. They close at 9 in the evening. Those are the times?
Absolutely. All our stations are going to be opening at 7 o'clock, and we close at 9 o'clock. And immediately after that, those voting stations are going to be turned into county stations where counting is going to be happening. And as you know, when we go through process of counting, party agents and observers will also be allowed, and we will be going through that process. And immediately after counting, the results of that station will be announced and then plugged on the door of that voting station, and another one will be taken to our municipal offices where it is going to be captured into a system and also be scanned in order for that to be counted together with all other votes that will be coming from various voting stations.
Some questions that are coming in from viewers here, and here's one, and I must say I've gotten an SMS about this, I've gotten an email about this, so I'd like to hear from you exactly what this means. Stuart Grobler is asking us, can we get some clarity on rumours that people should use their own pens? Something about the ink disappearing. Is this a conspiracy? Can we use our own pens? Must we use the IEC's pens? What's the issue here?
I just want to assure our officials and every person who is going to be participating in this process, they must use the IEC pens. There is no such substance in those rumors that the ink disappears. The ink does not disappear. Once you have put a mark, that mark remains, and you can even check that information in a week or 2 weeks' time. You will find that the ballots still have the marks.
They still have your mark on. Also about the X touching the boxes and going out of the lines, does it matter?
No, it does not really matter. As long as there's a clear indication of a preference of a voter, that particular vote will be counted as a valid vote.
Okay. All right. So, Terry, I know that we're going to be talking to you a lot more, and a lot of people asking lots and lots of questions, and we'll get to those as the broadcast continues. But I know that Tabiso has actually got two analysts